Hey guys, we have the new Nokia XL here today, and in this review video we're going to talk about every aspect of this phone, and at last we're going to give you a verdict. We're going to help you decide whether you should go for this device. Now this is one of the Nokia X series of device which kind of builds around the Asha and the Lumia series, but then it also supports installing of Android apps, well, some at least. So the box is a very compact box, but it's a departure from the usual Nokia series of boxes which generally used to have a bluish reddish kind of a base. So this kind of more has a white base here. So you can see that's the phone, Nokia XL dual SIM. You get some free goodies and stuff all here. Yeah, and then there is no pricing here because this guy is a review unit, but you get it for about 11,000 on Amazon.in, and you can see it's a bright green color. Some quick specs out here, those are supposed to come in the box, and then you have all these color options. You can see, yeah, green, orange, yellow, black, white and blue. You have a 5-inch WVGA LCD screen, 5MP back camera, 2MP front camera, Qualcomm Snapdragon 1 GHz dual core processor. So let's quickly go ahead and open this box. I'm gonna cut this thing and then pull this out. I'm gonna take this out. So that's your XL. So this is kind of can be called the big brother of the Nokia X, but this looks much more premium than the Nokia X. Actually, it looks more like the Lumia than the Asha. The Nokia X actually looks more like the Asha, but it has these nice curves on the edge that makes it looks like the Lumia. We'll come back to the device in a bit. We'll just see what else are in the box. So you get this nice quick guide, and then once you go inside you get the round pin wall adapter, the micro USB dot port, and then you have your earphones which are not exactly your noise cancelling type, and then you have your mic there, but no call control, no volume control. You also have a silver plated audio jack. Apart from that, you get this battery, and I'm surprised to see there are no USB cable there. 2000 mAh battery, so no micro USB data cable there. You'll have to probably use your other mobile's data cable, which should pretty much fit this device because this supports the standard micro USB 2.0 port, or you'll have to buy an optional one. This one looks beautiful, and I always loved Nokia's bright colors. Those colors do not hurt the eyes, but then at the same time they look hip enough. So that's our Nokia XL. The Nokia XL is kind of a big brother to the Nokia X. It also has the same nice polycarbonate body as the Nokia X, but then it looks much more premium than the Nokia X. The Nokia X looks as more kind of tilted towards the Asha series, and this is more towards Lumia series, which means a more premium, youthful and playful looking. It also comes in very vibrant colors, back flaps. So the front side generally stays the same black, but then you can change these back covers. You get a lot of colors, white, black, there's green and oranges and blues and whatnot, and there's also very tough, which is like a de facto Nokia standards forever. You have this 5-inch IPS screen which is much bigger than the Nokia X. It only has a resolution of 480 by 800 pixel. That is very low for a resolution, but it's also a budget device, by the way. And on top you have the front cameras and your sensors and the IPS. There you see your lone back camera, Asha style. Nothing much on the left. Here you have your micro USB 2.0 port, and then your power button and your volume rocker that give very good feedback. They're also very firmly in place, so you do not have to worry about them coming out of the sockets anytime soon. 3.5mm jack, and then you have the autofocus back camera, which is I think 5MP back cameras. Yeah, 5MP back camera, and then your LED flash to accompany with your Nokia branding and the speaker grill here. It also, the back flap is removable, and like in the case of the Ashas and many other Nokias, the back flap kind of engulfs the whole housing, which actually gives the phone a great protection because this back flap itself is very ruggedly built. So although it's plastic, polycarbonate, and but then it's not gonna break very easily. Inside you have the battery, your both the micro SIM card slots, and then your micro SD card slot. So overall, the Nokia XL number 1 looks much better than the Nokia X. Number 2 looks very cool and vibrant. Well, you see that despite of having a low-res screen, the Nokia XL actually has quite a bright screen. You can see, and also the viewing angles are decent. Now let's go and check out a photo here. For example, this photo. Yeah, so this is just a demo photo. I mean, we haven't taken this with the Nokia XL. I wish, but you can see the viewing angles are quite decent because of the IPS screen. But however, because it's a very glossy screen, so at times, you know, reflections gonna take over, especially if you're indoor. And the colors are overborne specifically in the image to make it look good. The colors are not that crisp for the screen actually, and if you go here, you actually find the icons are kind of pixelated when you look at them very closely. Nonetheless, it's quite a bright screen, not although not the crispest. Now let's look at the video ones. See, the videos are also quite bright and stuff. I have set it in auto brightness, and auto brightness actually recognizes the environmental light quite nicely, and I can see the screen pretty good. Again, the viewing angles are decent, more than decent. Yeah, good. There you see. So low-res screen, but won't be a problem every day. Now, to talk about the user interface, the Nokia XL is powered by the Nokia X specific OS version 1. Now this is a specifically made OS or skin on top of the Android open source project. So this guy will support some Android app installation. So you get, but then a pretty Asha style unlock screen there. Your notification bar would come, notifications would come here, and then let's say notification bar does not come down over the unlock screen. Then you get to a fast lane, which is kind of your log. So you have all your messages and whatever like you have done, all will be here, and then that's your main app menu. Yeah, you can place your widgets here as well. So the moment you go anywhere like this, you can go here, and then you can just long press, or simply you can just press and the widgets will come here. Press the back button, the widgets will be there. You can also long press here and delete the widget. You see, you can also go ahead and change the background of the icon there. You can also make it slightly bigger if you prefer so, and then you can also uninstall by just tapping that. You can also create folder just by doing that. And then you have the notification bar, which won't actually give you missed call alerts and messages and stuff. It's only give you 4 shortcut keys of various connection settings. You have data, Bluetooth, and that's the sound, and then your Wi-Fi settings, and then your dual SIM cards. So I do not have the second SIM, so that's why it shows that. So let's go ahead and check out the settings, which like the Nokia X, quite like your Android devices, you have the connection settings here, and then your dual SIM settings. You see, then your sound and vibrations, display, and storage. It actually comes with 4 GB of internal storage, but then it also supports your micro SD card. But 4 GB means that you won't be able to install big games. However, you can always store your media, like your videos, photos, and music on the SD card, because they can directly go to the SD card, but not the games. They need to be installed on the part of them on the phone. So you can add this many accounts. You see, the phone lags slightly, but then not much, not annoyingly. So there you see version 1.1.1.0. It's also called Nokia X software platform 1.1. So it's basically a skin, not exactly a platform. I mean, you can call it platform, but not exactly a operating system on its own. You can simply drag it there, see, as I did, to bring up the search menu. Then, so for regular usage, the interface is quite smooth, and all the Nokia, Asha and Lumia devices are generally known not to have very significant lag, because despite of having a pretty low RAM, now this guy has a 768 MB RAM, their software and the hardware is pretty tightly knit, and that's the reason that they do not lag much. So you may not be able to do many things, but whatever things you do, you should be able to do them pretty comfortably. So let's look at some of the important apps. For example, the dialer, you can see pretty big, pretty nice layout, clear dialer, your call log and the context there. It's pretty big and smooth. The keyboard and writing is quite cool because the keys are big enough. However, make sure you switch off the vibration and the sound. They are annoying, as well as they give that slight lag. You can also have, your predictive, so it knows that Nothing Wire is a magazine is the best or in the world. You see, you can also have your handwriting mode activated. So it recognizes some, for example, it recognizes A, U. You can also use pen, stylus, writing that. Now, surprisingly, I have the auto rotate mode on. Now, some of the applications like camera and all support it. Somehow, the keyboard is not going to the landscape mode. You see, it does not go to the landscape mode. So I just suspect the keyboard maybe does not support landscape mode, but then that's quite weird. Keyboard is one of the basic apps that should support landscape mode. The default browser is a basic, let's say when we search a site called Nothing Wired, you would see that the default search engine understandably is Bing, and it also renders the web pages pretty nicely, pretty desktop grade. Our site is mobile optimized, so you would get a mobile layout, a responsive layout site, but it renders the site pretty well. You see, although does not perform very well on the jQuery elements. So there are jQuery elements, sliders, and up here the browser struggles just a bit, but eventually it's low. So there's some lag in the sliders, but then overall it's pretty smooth, although certainly not buttery smooth. You can of course pinching zoom in or out, which lags a bit. You can also double tap, see that lags as well. Your menu here, so you can go to settings, and there you can do some other stuff. So there's a small lag that continuously persists throughout the UI transactions, and during most of those UI transactions it's better if you just wait that quarter of a second before a transaction happens. If you're like too quick, if you're coming from a flagship device, then you might tend to just tap it twice. You might tend to think that probably the transaction did not happen, you probably did not press properly enough. But then no, just wait for about quarter a second and the transaction almost at all time will happen. Your email and the Nokia store there. Now it supports many Android apps. You can go and you can search for, let's say, things like, you see again a slight lag, let's say things like your Fruit Ninja, for example, then you'll get a Fruit Ninja and stuff. But then some of the other stuffs like let's say that trigger, and it will tell you that it's not found here, but then it's found on another market that's called Wine Mobile Market, which also comes preloaded with this, and you'll see that's the One Mobile Market. Or even if it does not come preloaded, you can go ahead and download it for free. And this guy has much more apps than the Nokia's own store. But then know that not all of the Android apps are compatible with this. For example, even when I tried to play that trigger, it could not find the resources to download the data. You have some popular third-party apps like there's a Book My Show and Facebook and Twitter, PixArt and whatnot, and a lot of games here, but then no Google apps, as you can see. Probably Microsoft prohibited them, who knows. Then I've shown in the gallery just a bit, but then you can see they are arranged like in Android in stacks. You can go inside a picture, you can tap that and you can enhance the picture in many ways. There's, you can also do all this editing and stuff. And then you can also share a picture by all these means. As I told you, just wait for a quarter of seconds and you'd get habituated. Everyone has its strengths and weaknesses, and if you just be a little patient, then you'll eventually get used to it. Quarter of a second is not a wait at all. You have the 5MP back camera and then the 2MP front camera. Take some time to lock the focus and some time to click the photo, so eventually it's quite slow. You can also zoom in and out with this one. Your flash settings, there you see, and then your white balance settings, the exposure compensation scale, and then some other settings like you have your ISO that goes up to only 400. Then your face detection and contrast and whatnot, and picture size. So mini picture sizes, maximum 5MP. And then you can go and you can also check your focus, auto, and shutter sound and all. You can also switch to the front camera, there you see, go to the back camera, and then we'll switch on to video. So that's your video mode. The timing actually is shown only on the portrait mode, as I've seen, so you cannot click still during video mode. It also supports panorama. You see, and just click and just move it. I will click a panorama for you. The still performance of this phone are well just decent for a 5MP camera. Under enough light you get of average detail, and they are workable, and most of the time they are quite uploadable to social media sites. However, under low light it shows a lot of noise, and same is the case with the video recordings. You can use it as your secondary camera, but then if you're looking for art in your photography, then probably this camera is not apt enough. The music app is well as clean a UI can be. You have all this artist link, and then your albums, songs, playlist, no folder options, you can shuffle all and stuff. So let's go ahead and check out how it sounds. As you can see, the sound is very loud. Definitely won't be a problem outdoor. However, the bass is sadly missing. It's very shrieky. Once you switch on the FX booster, as I did in equalizer, the sound gets a little bit better. The bass comes back just a bit, but then still it's shrieky. You see, quite shrieky. We'll try some other things, and let's see how they play. For example, also make sure you're not covering the speakers here, which does not prevent the sound much, but still reduces it. That's the music performance. We're gonna go and check out some of the video performance. So let's see how it looks. For example, we'll try a 1080p video. but as you cannot play full HD video. It lags big time. There is no sync between video and audio. You see, skips a lot of frame rate. How the blacks are good, the color rendition and other stuff's quality is good. It definitely plays 720p videos very nicely, but then cannot play full HD video. The sound of the video is almost of the same quality of that of from the music player here. So both in vocal and a non-vocal sound output, the speakers is loud enough, but then it's kind of shaky. We tried this sound with the earphones, the supplied earphones. They are well good, but it's shaky through them as well. There is no bass even there, but then they are slightly maybe a touch better because they are more targeted into your ears, but overall the sound output quality is just average. The call quality is excellent, and so is the reception under normal conditions. And the battery, the 2000 mAh battery, actually took us about 1.25 days, around let's say 11 and a half hours of moderate to heavy usage, which is decent. It will at least take you the full day of office or your work or play, etc. Now you see that there are a lot of games provided here. Some are free to play anyway, like Danger Dash or Plants and Zombie and all. Some you have to pay. So whenever you go here, you would see that actually is a demo. Like for example, this Monopoly. Now when this loads up, it will tell you whether you want to play demo or you want to buy Monopolies or stuff. We tried playing and installing some games, some Android games, and we found that the basic games like the Danger Dash here plays pretty smoothly. There is no lag, none whatsoever. We also tried Fruit Ninja, and even that is smooth enough. But then the sad part is that many of the games are not supported on this platform. For example, when we tried playing Dead Trigger 2, it told us that it could not find the resources needed to download the remaining game data. Even the Dungeon Hunter 4 shows an error like this that you can see. It also tells you that you need a Google account to be able to download the data or to be able to play the game, but then this particular platform does not have an ad account of Google. It also does not actually support Google Play Store or a Gmail. We tried installing and running Gmail, but that's very shaky. Now check out some of our benchmark scores. So let's talk about some good and some bad thing about this device. The good thing, and probably the best among all, is that the build quality and design is very good, and this now looks more like Lumia than the Asha, unlike in the case of the Nokia X. Also, it's very vibrant, so you kind of can show specifically the young crowd, the college going crowd. This phone can be very good for them to show off, and just as a style statement as well. Number two is that although the UI cannot do much, it's not as versatile as something like an Android, but then it performs pretty well within its capacity. Now although it has a very less memory, let's say 768 MB RAM only, but then you do not see much lag in overall usual usage. The Androids at this price point would show you slightly more lag than this device shows. Number three is, of course, you can cannot run all the Android apps, in fact many of them, but then still there is a possibility of running Android apps here. So this kind of extends the ecosystem that much more. Now some of the bad things are this, that you cannot run many Android devices. Number two is camera performance is on the average, and number three is again it's kind of stuck somewhere between the Windows platform and Windows platform and Android platform. Now of course we did not take name of Symbian because there was Asha, and this guy definitely did not intend to go the Symbian way. And it tried to give you kind of Android ecosystem as well, plus a Windows kind of a look, a Windows plus Symbian hybrid kind of a look. Now if you decide to go for this hybrid device, let's say ecosystem wise, then you'll have to lose some of the dedicated or both of the side. For example, many of the Android apps and also many of Windows fluidity and some of those stuffs. Now competition wise, at this price point you have some of the pretty laggy average and Android devices like, let's say, HTC Desire 310, some of the older Android devices as well, or something like, let's say, Canvas 2 or something. And then you also have the Windows 8.1 devices, for example the 630, that's a Lumia. Now if you're sure about which ecosystem you want, you can go to the Android or the Lumia 630. If you want the best of both worlds, you can actually get this. But at this price point, if we have to pick one of the device at this price point, and you're not particularly choosy about an OS, I think Nokia Lumia 630 it would be. But this device definitely would give you some of those Android ecosystem apps as well. The Lumia 630 won't give you an Windows ecosystem. Even now is pretty restricted. It's your call. If you like this video, then please hit the like button, ask anything related to this device and we'll try to answer those, and please subscribe to our channel for more such in-depth content in future.